over the West their 100-year plan to infiltrate and dominate the West and establish an Islamic government on earth. This plan was presented as evidence in the Holy Land Foundation trial, the largest terrorism trial ever in the history of the United States, where our government handed down 108 guilty verdicts to Muslim Americans and Muslim organizations in America, raising money in the United States and sending it overseas to support terrorist activity overseas. And I'm going to read you a paragraph about their intention in the United States and how they describe their work. Number 4 of the paragraph is titled, Understanding the Role of the Muslim Brother in North America. And it says, the process of settlement is a civilization jihadist process with all the word means. The Ikhwan, which is the Arabic word for brothers, must understand that their work in America is a kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house by their hands and the hands of the believers so that it is eliminated and Allah's religion is made victorious over all other religion. As you can see, they don't mince words. They don't beat around the bush. They tell you exactly what they want to do. They go in detail in this booklet talking about how they are going to implement their plan and the organizations that they had set up in the United States in order for them to advance their plan in America. And here are the names of some of the organizations. They give the names of 29 organizations set up in America to do that. So I'm going to read you some of the names. ISNA, the Islamic Society of North America. If the name sounds familiar, it's because ISNA used to be advisors to President Obama about Middle East policy. So now you understand where signing the nuclear deal with Iran came from and why Obama was all over himself trying to appeal to the Iranian regime, even sending them pallets of cash in the middle of the night on an airplane, landing in an airport in the middle of the night, millions and billions of our tax dollars. Number 2 on the list is the MSA, the Muslim Student Association. The Muslim Student Association has chapters all over American universities. So today when you are watching all these demonstrators in our American universities screaming death to the Jews, we hate the Jews, from the river to the sea, Gaza will be free or Palestine will be free. Now you understand where that is coming from. Number 8 on the list is the North American Islamic Trust. The North American Islamic Trust owns 90% of mosques in the United States. Number 22 on the list is IAP, Islamic Association for Palestine, which later became CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations. Now, when you read all this stuff, you think to yourself, how can this happen? Does our government know about this stuff? I have been talking about these things for over 15 years. This is detailed in my book, They Must Be Stopped, which came out in 2008, detailing this plan. When I used to talk about these things, I was accused of being an Islamophobe. People called me a hater. Nobody wanted to listen. When I was warning about the Muslim student associations on college campuses and the money coming from the Middle East funding social study department, a political science department, and appointing professors who are anti-America and anti-Israel to teach that Israel is evil, America is bad, and the Islamic world is the underdog, and the Palestinians are the oppressed, nobody wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to pay attention. So today when you see all these people organized on the streets in the United States, hating Israel, hating the Jewish people, hating America, tearing down American flags in the pro-Palestinian demonstrations in New York City, now you understand where that is coming from. If you want more details about this plan, you can read it through my book, They Must Be Stopped, which is available on Amazon, as well as for a donation for Act for America, tax-deductible donation. We will mail you the book so you can understand what we are dealing with.
And Sharia.
Yes. The way that we will deal with that, inshallah, is through the electoral process. We will run candidates, inshallah, wherever Muslims live, and inshallah we'll get to...
You're not the majority.
No, that's what I'm saying. We will have, inshallah, not yet, but we will have. That's why I'm running for commissioner. That's why, inshallah, we need more Muslims إنهم ينتخبوا commissioners, senators, congressmen, whatever, political, in cities, in the big government, small government, you name it.
In Dearborn, they already have control.
Yeah, Dearborn, where are you going now?
You'll see in Dearborn, they already have control over the city.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible. It just will take time. That's why the strategy is a long-term strategy.
I can be very confident to tell you that we are on the road to the White House, to the Congress, to the decision-making everywhere in the United States. 40 years ago, we had a mayor for this town who talks about the Arab problem. Guess what? The Arabs are ruling Dearborn and Dearborn Heights and Hampton.
Muslims from across the state will gather in Lansing for the annual Michigan Muslim Capital Day. They'll be meeting with lawmakers to talk about civic engagement and inspiring young Muslims to run for office.
Arizona Muslim Alliance was joined by the Arizona chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations, otherwise known as CARE Arizona, for Muslim Day at the Capitol. Participants, including students and business leaders, spent the day learning about the political process and engaging in discourse with state representatives and senators.
This is what America looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what America looks like. This is what America looks like. Show me what community looks like. This is what community looks like. No fans, no walls. America is home.
Mine goes really far back. We have about 400 to 500 individuals that are going to be advocating for legislation, advocating with our members of Congress to really support not only the American Muslim community, but progressive policies that would positively impact all of our communities.
Join us at the annual Florida Muslim Capital Day, where we will meet with elected officials in Tallahassee.
This is our 6th Muslim Day at the Capitol. We have been consistent and we have had more than 200 attendees for 6 years in a row.
We're here because we all believe in the same thing: equal access and opportunities for Oklahomans of all faith and cultural backgrounds and protection of our fundamental freedoms.
For a lot of people and a lot of students coming here to the Capitol, it's their very first time ever interacting with people who represent them, seeing how the process works in the first place, how a bill becomes a law. That's the game that we were playing.